How you been, Paul?
Not good.
This is the second last podcast we're doing for this season because
That's disappointing.
obviously Adam and I are going to be travelling
Honestly,
after
it's
lunch.
really not. I'm so glad this season's over in terms of podcasting.
We've got the World Cup to cover before we know it.
Adam just said he's glad his season's over in terms of podcasting. Like the podcast got him down.
Yeah, it's been weighed you down. We've been such a bad omen on your life.
Honestly,
Coming to your studio, talking on your mics to our 17 million fans, and then leaving immediately afterwards. I'd see why.
if we started the podcast last season, it'd be a different podcast.
You would be happier because Liverpool on course.
It wouldn't be such an angry podcast. You'd be club world champion. Like it'd be a different world.
I'm so upset right now. I don't know where to go with this because I don't like. If you noticed in the last few weeks, I haven't been speaking much about Chelsea.
What?
No, we have a couple of minutes on them and we talk about
What?
them. We speak a lot more about other football clubs, which is fine.
No. We spend so much time
Do you
talking
think
about
so?
Chelsea.
I don't think we do.
I think last week we did about 3.5 hours on
Well,
Chelsea.
well, we don't need to anymore. I'm just upset. Do you know how hard it is, Dave? You guys don't know how hard it is right now.
What?
I'm upset.
I think we, out of anyone, know how hard it is.
Yeah.
No,
I know
we've had this
I know you
debate
said
before.
last week we're not
Liverpool's
having a
different.
shit season, we're having a bad season.
I would
Yous are in a
kill.
different-
I
know,
would
yeah.
kill to be in Liverpool's position. Sure, you're fifth, you're whatever, fourth, fifth, and you're struggling to
He's
win
not
games.
talking
and-
about that.
What's he talking about?
He's talking
then?
about the dark days, the Roy Hodgson
We've been
days.
through the dark days.
Okay, so I was going to touch on that. Every football club goes through that. And why it's hurting right now is because the club is so broken fundamentally, man. And every part of the club is a mess.
I have a theory for why your hurt so much, honestly. It's because you've been spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could say the same thing about you and Manchester United fans.
No. When you like right now, I'll be honest. Like we won the title last year. This year has been tough to take, but it's been easier to take because we won the title last year. And I think most Liverpool fans would be the same, that as long as we're competing and we're consistently competing,
That's good
winning
enough.
a title every now, but
I'm okay with that too.
remember, every Liverpool fan has, from a relativity point of view, 32 years of not winning it
Okay,
to
can we
fall
just...
back on.
Okay, so this is
You don't
my
have
point.
that.
No, this
you
is
had
my point.
you were doped up with sugar
But
for
that's okay.
years and years and years, right?
Yep.
And now you're on a big diet and it's gone terribly wrong.
No, but so I don't take those arguments. People talk about Chelsea, history, whatever. Like every football club starts somewhere.
No, not the history, not the history, Paul.
So-
I'm talking about you had success, immediate success upon Roman Abramovich's arrival.
Yeah, I know.
Big money, and despite the turmoil that was in the
No,
club,
so this
you
is where,
always won trophies.
This is where it's wrong. This is where, at least me as a Chelsea fan, this is where I so very often get angry when people say this, is because when Roman Abramovich was in charge, and I kind of wish we were there to run a podcast, people were calling for Roman to sell. People forget that. Remember, he was firing every manager?
Yeah.
He was a new manager every season.
Yeah.
And we were over it. Chelsea really wanted the fans. We don't want a Premier League trophy every season. We just want to, as you said, compete. Every year, because whenever we won it, Chelsea, since the 2004-2005 campaign where they went back-to-back, they went 04-05, 05-06. The three other titles that they won, they sunk the following year. In 2009, 2010, when we won it under Ancelotti, 2010-11, we were 4th or 5th. We ended up finishing 2nd because we went on a 10-game winning run. He got fired. 2014-15, Mourinho, we finished 10th the following season. 2016-17, Conte, we finished 5th the following season. We can never consistently compete. And if we were consistently competing and something like this happens, we would be okay with it. But the club fundamentally is so damaged. Jamie Carrick said it this morning. It's one of the very rare times I actually agreed with him. The club is broken. We don't feel connected to the fans. As much as Roman Abramovich was the way he was, we were connected with him. He loved football. You'd see him in the Chelsea stand watching games with fans. It's different. We feel like, and I hate to say this, it does feel like it's a JP Morgan right now. And you have two owners who have no idea about football, and that's okay, because 99% of the football owners in the game have no idea about football. But they bring in football minds. They bring in people who know the game. And that's what Michael Edwards is. He's someone who's been around for 2.5 decades. The FSG don't know anything about football. They own Boston Red Sox. They don't know nothing, but they bring in the right people. We brought in sporting directors who are failing the club, managers who can't compete, and we have 4 or 5 good players, and they are making them look shit. Like, it's fucking insane how bad it is, and I hate swearing, but it is. It's so pathetic. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Mark Cucurella, Levi Colwell, and maybe 1 or 2 others are world-class football players who will thrive at any other club, and they are being made to look shit-ass because they don't want to play. If I'm a football player and I've got 3 managers in a single season and I have no structure, we can't compete, why do I want to be there? It's so broken. The fans, we are not part of this right now. And if I was there in England, living there right now, I would be at the protests. Even though they get nowhere, we get nothing out of it, but I would be at the protests.
Okay, so Dave, can you introduce us?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dave and Paul Talk Football, another episode, second last, penultimate.
I don't want to introduce, people know me, right?
Penultimate episode. That 15-minute rant you just heard came from the esteemed Paul.
Welcome to Chelsea fans.
So
Anonymous.
So where should we start? Where should we start the podcast?
Let's just carry on let's talk about something different. I can't. I've done my Chelsea 5-minute rant for the day. It upsets me.
6 games in a row they've lost.
I woke up at
1 goal
midnight.
scored, which is a guaranteed shoe-in for goal of the month, probably.
Probably the goal of the season.
Right? Actually, you wouldn't have a goal of the month in April.
Yes, it was our only goal. That's right.
Yeah.
Can't lose.
6 losses on the trot.
But that
It's
goal was
May.
scored in May.
It's May.
So you don't have a goal of the month in
So
April.
we're going to win something in May, maybe on top of the FA Cup.
Yeah. But 6 consecutive league games lost. First time
Dave, I
since
woke up at
1993.
midnight. I woke up at midnight
Honestly.
on a Tuesday. Oh. In Australia, there's never games at midnight on a Tuesday. Have you ever seen that? Because it's a bank holiday in the UK.
Yeah.
It was like a lunchtime, afternoon kickoff for them. And to see that, and I stayed up.
We shouldn't start there. Sorry, we shouldn't start there. Like Chelsea's descent into the toilet is a fantastic story, but it's not the main game. Like, there's been some big results over the weekend,
know.
right? Are you all right? Are you all right to continue?
Now I'm okay. I feel like I needed to get that off
You
my
have to
plate.
get that off your chest.
I don't have any Chelsea friends. I noticed that too.
That's another podcast. That's a
Maybe,
bigger
yeah,
issue to
maybe-
unpack.
Maybe I need to.
That's a
start
bigger
my-
issue to unpack, yeah. Like, are you keeping the right company more generally? Are there issues with your personality we need to look at?
Do you have anger issues?
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Things like that. Like, is counselling an option? You know what I mean? These are all things we can explore. But not for this podcast. We've got to concentrate on the football.
Got it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I can understand the benefit of the catharsis. The issue that you have with most problems people face, the therapy tends to lean towards how do you get them to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I've got no idea where that is for Chelsea. I don't know what the light at the end is. The owners are going nowhere, right? They've sunk too much money and they're not going to sell up and go. And it's almost gotten to the point where that's the only option that you've got left. Because their strategy is very much sell, buy.
They could change the strategy, right?
That the strategy, the whole investment approach, the long-term contracts, it's all centered around the strategy of buy talent cheap, contract them to extended periods so that their resale value remains high.
And 2-3 years are down the line, so all these big contracts are now regular contracts. You know what I mean? You sign someone on an 8-year contract who's been in the club for 3 years. You got 5 years.
Nobody else is doing that length of contract.
Well, you know why? Because they immediately changed it. The clubs were starting to do it. I think Manchester United signed someone on a 6.5-year deal. So what they ended up doing was you're allowed to amortize up to a maximum of 5 years.
Yeah, but if it was an effective strategy, I reckon most clubs would find a way around doing it. But I just don't think it's the right way to go.
This comes down to what I said earlier. If they had brought in football minds at the executive level, not the ownership level, then it would probably be something like a Petr Cech will be like, nah, Petr Cech will be like, it doesn't work here. Or a Peter Kenyon type. So that's what, if you remember when Roman Abramovich took over Chelsea, he went and brought in Peter Kenyon, one of the most successful CEOs in modern history for football. He brought in Steve Clark with Jose Mourinho. He surrounded himself with football minds, and he always had senior people leading the charge. He was a fan.
Yeah, look, yeah, you guys are screwed.
But yeah, I know. Look, we say that, but how often every single club, at least in the top 5 or 6, has gone through something quite similar.
You
It's not
still
like
got
this.
to the FA Cup final.
No, Liverpool were gone broke almost 15 years ago. Manchester City, Jim Ratcliffe came out and said a year ago that the club's in financial turmoil. All it takes is a series of positive results to change the narrative. The biggest clubs in the world, look at Arsenal, man. They were struggling to make the top 4, 7, 8 years in a row. Every club, but they've all bounced back. And
I swear he's gone through the 5 stages of grief in the one conversation.
yeah, I am, and I'm up to what's the
Denial. You in denial?
Denial,
You're
right?
in denial.
Anger.
Denial.
Past-
anger,
definitely past
bargaining.
anger.
Yeah,
You've
bargaining.
bargained.
Yeah,
past bargaining.
Depression and
yeah.
acceptance.
You went through, and now you've just accepted it. Yeah, every club goes through it. It's normal.
No, but I'm not
It's
going to
normal.
accept. I'm not going to accept the club as going to be mid-table for much
You're
longer.
stuck on form.
Neither will I think the fans will be.
What are they going to do?
Well, it's big. Yes, I don't know.
One of the
Because
things
financially they're in trouble. We know that, and there's going to be no European football, so it is going to be likely that they'll probably sell 1 or 2 big players.
I don't think Chelsea's fan base has enough of a strong connection to the club where they have the power required to get a regime change, and that is something that I think Liverpool fans could do.
I agree, but that comes down to culturally.
Like I think Manchester
teams
United
are born.
fans, if they pushed hard enough, could get a regime change at Manchester United.
But I've always said Chelsea as a football club have never had a massive fan base for various reasons. They're in the centre of London where 35 to 40% of the people in London are expats who don't follow football. I've been to Stamford Bridge. I saw a better atmosphere sitting with the away fans at Anfield and Old Trafford than Stamford Bridge itself. You go through central London where Chelsea are based, the West London, and you look around, man, it's like walking through the streets of Sydney. It's half expats, half locals. They're not born the way, like Liverpool are different. You're born in Liverpool, in Anfield, to support the football club. As bad as it sounds, it's all they have. Besides Liverpool Football Club, and was it the Beatles, and I've said that before, what does Liverpool as a city have? They don't have anything. They don't have anything. I'm not going to be like, I'm travelling to the UK to go visit Liverpool. No, I'm going to the UK to visit Edinburgh and London.
Should we talk about Manchester City?
Sure.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Because this was massive.
It's disappointing, man.
This was massive. I can't believe how, I think bottling is a very, very strong word, but they bottled that second half. They
Do you
were
think
leading
it's
1-0.
over?
They were You know, if us, the West Ham game is so big. Like I was thinking about this today. That result has so much impacts everywhere. There's so many impacts everywhere. If West Ham beat Arsenal, hypothetically speaking, right? West Ham take a massive step forward to avoiding relegation. They almost doom Tottenham, right? They drag Tottenham right back down into the bottom 3. They bring Nottingham Forest right back into the mix as well. They severely hamper Arsenal's chances of winning the league, right? If they beat them, it's such a huge impact, and the opposite is true as well. Like if Arsenal beat West Ham, what that means? If Arsenal beat West Ham, I think it's over. Yeah, I think it's over because who have they got? Who have they got following? They've got Crystal Palace, I know, as a final game of the season, and Crystal Palace will have their. Like if Crystal Palace do what they're supposed to do and they make it to the Conference League final, I think the final game of the season is like 3 or 4 days before that final. So you know what Oliver Glasner's going to do with that squad. He's going to tip it on its head. All right?
Yep. I'm disappointed in City because Everton at the start of the second half played like the team that was chasing the title. They come out the start of the second half and it was all Manchester City. It was all Everton.
Yeah, Manchester City should probably have been up 2 or 3 in the first half. They dominated that first half considerably. And they just dropped the ball hard.
Very unlike Pep. But they've had this in them. And this is what I said. There have been times Manchester City have dropped points
Yeah.
in times where you wouldn't have expected previous Manchester City teams to do so.
Yeah.
And they look bad in the second half. Now, the last 10 minutes or the last couple of goals, Doku's goals, both of them were outstanding.
Oh, my God.
And even Erling
Incredible.
Haaland's finish, like to be down 3-1, 7 minutes to go,
Oh,
he just takes it.
David Moyes in the press conference afterwards, in an interview, he was fuming with that second goal. That was the goal that let them back into the game, and just to concede it so quickly and in such a way, it was a fantastic finish and run. But man, Doku's goals were incredible.
City's got worst off for and against
Yep.
goal difference now.
Yep.
They're behind by what, 5 points with the game
It
in
all
hand.
hinges on West Ham.
Yep.
It really does.
And I actually do feel, and I said it a couple of times, I do feel West Ham are going to win this game. I just feel the title has another big twist in it. And I've always, to the Arsenal fans that dislike me, I've always said they're going to win the league. I've always called it. I changed my mind to City, but a few weeks ago I was back to Arsenal. I felt like it's Arsenal will pull through. But that doesn't mean they're not going to win the league. It just
You know,
means
the closer you get to the end of the season, if you keep changing your mind about who's going to win, it increases your odds of being right.
But has this not been a season where you fluctuate a little bit between City and Arsenal? Like
The thing with Arsenal is that would Arsenal concede 3 goals the way City did? I don't think they could.
No.
This is the thing. They might not score as many goals and they might not play as attractive a football, but I don't think they have the collapse in them. Arsenal's performance against Fulham was the best I've seen them play in a very long time. Saka looked brilliant. The team looked like they were vibing. Actually looked like they were playing without the pressure. It'd be interesting to see how they show up again against West Ham.
Yep.
Does the Emirates carry that same feeling for them? Because if the Fulham game marked Arsenal's resurgence into momentum again, then it was perfectly timed. And they can see out the rest of the season, be solid, don't drop the points, and the title's theirs. As you said, they're better on goal difference, they're better on for and against. Yes, the head-to-head isn't there, but it shouldn't come down to that. It shouldn't come down to that.
But the title is theirs to lose now.
The title
they
is
just
theirs,
have to
but
win
yeah,
everything. That's
it's
it.
been theirs to lose for a long time.
It was Arsenal's titles to lose from the start of the season.
But now they know what
They've
they have to
allowed
do.
Manchester City back in. They've created another title race, and like that win against Fulham was one of the games people were predicting Arsenal to slip on.
Yeah, because Fulham are a decent side.
And people were predicting if it's going to be a game that Manchester City lose or draw or drop points, it will be this game.
Yeah, this is tough. Everton away is a very tough
Because
fixture.
Manchester City also need to play Bournemouth at home.
Yep.
I think they play them this weekend. Brentford. And then they play Palace. And then they have Aston Villa. And then there's a game with Bournemouth, I believe, as well. So, like, the games that Manchester City have aren't too challenging or difficult, but they're not easy. Like, Brentford at home, you get the sense that they should win. But I think it all comes down to Saturday
I
or
think the
Sunday.
result from tomorrow morning, Sydney time, where Arsenal versus Atletico, will change everything.
Well, Arsenal can be in a Champions League final and can have
Yeah.
basically done the title in the next 7 days. We say that all the time, eh?
No, we said that last time. This is knife edge, right? They get past Atletico, they get past West Ham. The double is well and truly on. Well and truly on. It really is.
The Champions League final will be a difficult one for them. They'll be up against some stiff opposition.
They won't win that. Just a note, that PSG Munich game was one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
One of the best matches I've ever seen. That is how football should be played.
No way, you're kidding yourself.
What do you mean kidding yourself? That's what people
I
turn
have
to
read
watch football
so
for.
much. I've read so many articles. I read so many articles saying that was the greatest Champions League regular fixture or greatest Champions League match of all time.
It was the most entertaining.
Did you know that there was 9 goals scored? One team conceded 5 and one team conceded 4. Are you happy with that?
Paul,
Manuel Neuer did not make a single save.
Paul?
The first goalkeeper in Champions League history to not make a single save.
there's a very big difference between conceding 5 because your defense is terrible and conceding 5 because the attacking play is sensational. Like, you're talking about Hakimi and Mendes, 2 of the best fullbacks in the world, and they got turned inside
you
out
see Luis
by
Diaz's
Diaz and
goal?
Elise. Hold on a second. Diaz's goal was sensational. But you can't put, like, every goal that's scored in a football match comes down to a defensive error a lot of the time.
I can't buy that. Sorry.
That sounded like an Anchorman quote, didn't it?
No, I can't. I
70%
can't buy
of the
that.
time, it works every time.
I do not buy the fact that that was how football
No,
should
Paul,
be
hold
played.
on. Let me flesh this out for you, right? You can chalk down almost every goal to some type of defensive error, right? It doesn't mean that defenders are crap or the defense was crap. This is one of those games where you just have to put your hand up and say, man, the attackers just got it. They're on song. For both teams, by the way. For both teams.
I don't agree.
Like the way Elise darted through most of the PSG defense and finished, yeah, you could say that they missed they missed the trick in not marking it
It took
properly.
one long ball from one of the Bayern Munich players over to Luis Diaz.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, sorry,
Harry
Harry
Kane,
Kane.
yeah.
Harry Kane threads one long ball
Yeah.
to just cut through everybody.
Yeah.
Luis Diaz takes one touch,
Yeah.
cuts in,
Yeah.
shoots, goal.
Okay.
But
So
it was
why is your
quality.
focus there on the defender and not on like the
My
magician?
my focus there is that's how easy it was to score a goal on that
can't
play.
believe you
Did
see
you
a
know
game
that,
like
man?
that and you
Arsenal
think
and
it's not how
Atletico
football should be
Madrid's game.
played.
Arsenal and Atletico Madrid's game was a lot better than that match. And I'm not saying that just to take the piss, because when you're watching a game of football,
That's
you're
actually
No,
worse that you're not saying it to take the piss.
No,
It actually terrifies me
No,
more.
so the way I perceive football
Is deranged.
is football is an art. Football is an art.
What you're
It
describing
shouldn't
is
be-
not art.
It shouldn't be heavy metal. Football should not be heavy metal. Michael Owen came out and said it a few weeks ago as well. He goes, football's changed. Now it's all about counter pressing. It's all about pass, move, hold possession, attack. No, football used to be an art. There used to be tactics. There used to be a strategy. There used to be ways to nullify opposition. That doesn't exist anymore. Now it's just turn up, pass your way through a game, hold the ball, score as many goals as you can, and win a game 7-2. That's not football.
Do you even know what
You
he's talking
think
about
there's
anymore?
no tactics in a 5-4 match? There is tactics.
There was absolutely nothing in that game. That game wasn't. I didn't find that game entertaining. That doesn't get me out of my seat. What keeps me on my? I was more
see you later.
intrinsic. I was more intrinsically invested in the Arsenal Atletico Madrid game. Possibly,
I
it could also be
understand.
possibly because emotionally I'm connected to that game because I'm a rival Arsenal. Like Arsenal, I respect as a football club. I'm a rival fan, so naturally I don't want them to win. So I'm more invested in the PSG Bayern Munich game. I didn't really care, but after a while, you're like, if I'm a fan, I'm like, I'm not turning up to watch my team lose or win 5-4 every single game because that's just heart attack stuff. Do you think Luis Enrique?
Why are you extending it to every single game? As a game of football,
You just said
it's
to me that's how
sensational.
football should be played.
That's how football should be played.
No, it shouldn't be.
Teams go out there to try to score goals. I'd rather that over
Of course, they
it.
try to score goals, but that
I can't believe you said that the Arsenal Atletico game was better.
So you'd rather a team park the bus and just
They didn't park the bus. Arsenal and Atletico Madrid did not park the bus. They were both the way both of those clubs have been built.
Nobody listening to this is going to believe you.
That's okay.
Do
They
you
don't need to.
understand that?
I see football differently.
Nobody's
I've
gonna,
been watching football for 25 years. I see it differently.
No one listening to this is going to think you're doing anything other than being antagonistic. Like, there's no way you're not taking the piss by saying that game was better than There's no way that's true, Paul.
You are just going off the amount of goals that were scored in the game.
type of goal. Did you watch the full game?
Of course, I watched the full
You
game.
weren't
Both of
entertained.
them.
You weren't entertained.
What define entertainment?
So you were watching
Entertainment is
PSG.
goals.
You're watching PSG Munich with your arms folded. I can't believe this. Rubbish.
No,
What? Can't believe it's terrible. It's terrible.
I'll be watching that game and saying that was a good goal. That was a
I
poor
wish
finish.
game
That
didn't
was a
end.
silly mistake.
I wish that game didn't end. Oh, it was brilliant. Brilliant. From a neutral perspective, it was brilliant. Brilliant. Can you imagine? Honestly, I think there's nothing in it. Like, there's nothing in it. Both teams could easily win, lose, or draw that game. Luis Enrique said it perfectly afterwards. We deserve to win that game. We deserve to lose that game. We deserve to draw. Brilliant. Brilliant. Send your best by way of attack out there. Give them the best possible instructions to score goals as much as they possibly can. It doesn't mean your defense just go to sleep. The defenders weren't crap in that game. They weren't rubbish.
I think they could have been better.
Every game, defenders can be better. But if every single game involved defenses that were perfect,
That game,
football would be the worst sport in the world.
that game feels like a lifetime away. I've watched so much football since then. Honestly,
Or rubbish football, by the way, since then. Nothing's measured up.
rubbish in your mind.
Rubbish in everybody's mind.
No, not at all.
24 hours later was one of the worst games of football ever.
Come on,
Okay.
you're being harsh.
And then from there, you got a Premier League weekend. You got a Premier League
Did you
weekend, which to
struggle
be
with
fair
the
was very
Mourinho?
entertaining.
Did you struggle with the Mourinho Benitez era with Chelsea and Liverpool? Because that wasn't much different to the Atletico Arsenal
Yeah,
game.
I hated the way Chelsea played.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Chelsea's football during that period and Rafa Benitez's football during that
Remember
period.
the long ball?
Yeah, yep. And Carragher and Hippier would defend like next to Reina in goal. Like there was no adventure.
So you struggled with that.
Klopp's football kills Benitez's football.
So Klopp, it's Jurgen Klopp who's revolutionized this. Him and Ralf Rangnick.
No.
counter
It's
pressing.
not, no. It's not just counter pressing. It's not just counter pressing.
Run.
The
heavy
way
metal.
the way PSG play football is brilliant, right? It's speed when they need it.
But that's
It's the intricate midfield interplay between Vitinha.
But I'm not saying that they're not bad.
They're brilliant.
I know that Vitinha, all of them.
Yep.
All of them.
Yeah.
Barcola, they have a series of players. I'm not saying PSG or Bayern Munich individually as football clubs are not good clubs. But that game in itself
Yeah.
should not go down as one of the greatest of all time because it turned out to be 9 goals in 90 minutes.
It was the type of just the whole game was entertaining, back and forth.
Well, that's not how I should see football. That I personally don't see football as a game that is back and forth. I'll just go play what is it called? Badminton. Just go play badminton or play tennis. That's back and forth. Watch that if you want back and forth.
I think this conversation has reached its natural conclusion. I don't know where to take it from
We're
here.
just never going to agree on this, and it's fine. I'm okay with that.
One
I'm
thing
worried
I did find one thing interesting about the Arsenal Atletico game. Arsenal only got one corner the whole game. That they couldn't get anything from set.
I actually found that game so entertaining. It's knife edge stuff. That's on the edge of your seat.
I reckon
Nerves.
Atletico-
You're a bit nervous. Arsenal know by it's 0-0 in the Metropolitana in Spain. Arsenal know if they can jag a goal and go back 1-0, like that is proper Champions League winning mentality. And Atletico Madrid know if they score a goal and they can take a goal to the Emirates, that's a champ. Like that is where you go knife's edge of your seat. Where's the structure? Where's the strategy? Where's the tactics? Players are nullifying other players. You got to press certain players. Some players don't. Like that's football. That's how football should be played. Not just score 900 goals in a game.
I'm struggling with him today, Madam.
I get it.
What?
Adam,
I get it.
come on, Adam.
No, I don't get it at all.
Adam,
I understand
Adam,
both.
you love a
parts
1-1
of
draw. You
Nah.
love a 1-1 draw.
Let's bring it back to
I've
a
always been
1-0
rock and
draw.
roll football.
You love a 1-1 draw. Come on, that's how football should be played. It's what football of champions.
I like-
Wolves Sunderland was 1-0. Nail
That's
biter.
okay.
Nail biter. Spurs had a big win.
Told ya they're coming good.
Massive.
Yeah, but no one could have predicted Aston Villa would be that bad.
I could have.
They were rubbish. They were
they were.
terrible.
No shots on target till like the 90th minute.
Terrible. I can understand. Like they got one eye on the Europa League, but still, Nottingham Forest.
Exactly. I don't buy that. Like, they disappointed me. Aston Villa should have come out there and put the nail in the coffin. Every club should be coming out and having a laugh about this Spurs thing and
I'll
saying,
tell you what,
I want to
man,
do it. But
Last week I wasn't invested in this in terms of like confidence for Spurs, but West Ham going down results wise and Spurs winning the way they did. By the way, as bad as Aston Villa were, Spurs were brilliant.
Yep.
Like that was the best Spurs performance I've seen all season. And so again, as a marker for what the momentum might look like for them in the next couple of weeks, the thing is, I don't think their fixtures over the next couple of weeks are kind. They've got Leeds. They've got Chelsea. I wonder if Chelsea will show up for that.
We always do. It's probably going to be the only
but-
game we're going to win.
And then they've got Everton.
See,
in
the
final
games
game of
against the
season.
game against Leeds is at home, and Leeds have all but survived. They've got an FA Cup final. Sorry, no longer, they actually don't. But their season's done. They've survived. I just feel that Spurs one more win, and that's enough.
You know, this
No,
season,
I don't think so.
this
I mean, mate,
season, Spurs are third in most away points.
You're kidding.
Nope.
So have they not won a single
Arsenal
game at home?
32, Man City 31, Spurs 26. Isn't that ridiculous?
So does that mean they're on like 9 points at home?
Oh, I'll tell you, man.
Wow.
So they're better away.
But like I said,
The league this season.
De Zerbi's going to change their fortunes, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do survive. The next season they go in and go have a solid run because he's a good manager. He'll get a good run out of players, and they'll get a lot of players back from injury. They've had a bad run of injuries, Spurs, and all they need to do is win a game.
So Forest are safe, right? 42 points.
Yep.
And their league form at the moment suggests that they're going to be okay. I think they need one more win, unless West Ham lose, in which case it's done.
Well, West Ham play Arsenal.
If West Ham lose, then insofar as Nottingham Forest are concerned, they're done. They're safe, right? They can't be caught, if I'm not mistaken. They can't be dragged down to at least 3.
It's between Spurs
then
and
they
West
have
Ham.
Newcastle, and then they have Manchester United, and they have Bournemouth on the final game of the season. They could take the points they need from those games. So I think they'll be fine.
Leeds,
Leeds
are fine.
they're on 45 or something.
43.
43,
Right,
yep.
Crystal
So-
Palace just below them.
Yep.
I think they're fine.
It's Spurs and West Ham, man. It's Spurs and West Ham. Who do West Ham play after Arsenal?
Who do West
I think
Ham
they play
after
Everton
Arsenal?
on the final day.
They got Newcastle away, and they got Leeds at home.
West
They're not
Ham.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not easy fixtures. But if it's a team that knows how to win those fixtures during a relegation fight, it's West Ham. They did something quite similar many, many years ago when they brought in Tevez and Mascherano, and they
Yeah.
came in and they got him out of.
Can you
got him out
imagine
of
if
relegation.
they beat Arsenal? Holy crap.
That's a huge, and West Ham will be up for it.
The thing is that West Ham have already beaten Arsenal this season.
Yeah, and they'll be up for it, West Ham. They will be up for it. They don't want a fellow London rival to win. But again, just Spurs managed to make the change at the right time. At long last, they got the right guy, and I think he'll come good. He'll rescue them. I just can't see West Ham. Look, Spurs will definitely beat Leeds on the weekend. They're my pick.
Yep.
Chelsea, if Chelsea do turn up and they want to relegate, depending on the scenario, they could. But
No.
even the thought of West Ham going down is big too. Let's not forget. Like West Ham were last relegated how long ago? Over a decade ago. They had a good run in the Premier League. This is West Ham.
Yeah.
One of the biggest clubs in England.
So you're saying West Ham to beat Arsenal?
I really hope they do.
Head to
I
head,
tipped
do you
them.
know
I
what they're
tipped them.
paying?
I tipped them. They'll be paying about $10.
$5.
Okay, $5. Yeah.
$5.
Head to head.
Given their current positions in the league, that's
Arsenal's $1.50.
pretty short odds though. Should be more than $5.
The draw's $4.20.
I don't know.
It's never going to be a draw, that game.
It could be.
A draw's not a good result for them, Arsenal.
No, it's not, but it could be.
It just
Definitely
depends.
could be.
If they drop points, then it could be another case.
It's going to come down to whether or not Arsenal can create the chances they need. Or they're going
Interesting
to have one of
one.
those games where they create nothing.
Yeah, but see, the thing is with West Ham, you don't know what you're going to get with them. Sometimes they'll come out at the London Stadium and they'll be on it. They will go and blitz you 3-0.
Tottenham leads. Tottenham's $1.80.
Yeah, but right now Tottenham are just on that because they're at home. They've won a couple of games on the bounce and Leeds are all but survived and they've got nothing else to play
for
for.
Leeds. Oh.
So it's a massive,
What about
massive
Liverpool,
weekend.
Man United? What happened there?
I can't remember the last time
Man United
really
double.
where Liverpool play Manchester United and they're the least interesting story of the week. Two of the biggest clubs in England, rivals, can't stand each other. It's one of the first fixtures I look for when the fixture calendar comes out. I go, when do we play Manchester United? This wasn't a game where it mattered. Like the results didn't matter as much as like what was most interesting about this game wasn't the score and who was going to win. It was more a story between the two managers because the questions I think for me coming into this were, could Michael Carrick beat another big team? Because he's got some big scalps since he's come in. Could he beat another big team and further cement his status as the front runner for the job? Can Slot do anything to turn around a dwindling reputation? And Carrick came out best. It's a very interesting game because Manchester United controlled the first half. They probably should have had a couple of extra goals, right?
You guys came out of nowhere in the second.
And in the second half, it was a totally different picture. The likeliest winner looked like Liverpool. And once again, we pulled a defeat from the jaws of a draw. The stamina just isn't there. The fight isn't there. And the biggest fear that I've got, and I've said it a couple of times, is that this is the new normal for Liverpool in terms of the way they play. Passive, not up for it.
You don't think he's the guy to change, like turn?
I've mentioned it already. It's not worth the gamble. Better off taking the gamble in another direction. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the dressing room. I'm fearful about what next season and the season after holds in terms of the lack of leadership in the room.
There's a lot of talk that
Mohamed Salah's leaving. Andy Robertson's leaving. Curtis Jones is likely to leave. You've got a huge turnover that's about to take place again. Loud voices in the room who are part of that leadership group. They're going. Alisson is another one. Big speculation is going to Italy, to Juventus. They're very, very interested in him. Another big rock in the dressing room, a leader, leaving. It's just, does Slot have the personality required to assume that leadership responsibility and drive a team through that? I don't think he has the force of personality to do it. And so, yeah, this was more massive result for Carrick. Like, it's bad. They were bad in the second half. They weren't good. And as much as the first half was an advertisement for give Michael Carrick a job, the second half was an advertisement for going in the other direction. The thing is that the result's still there. He's got the results. What else can you ask for?
He's set they are. Can you believe it? I think 12 points off top spot. Like it's title winning form under Carrick. Yeah. And just to touch on Liverpool, I think there's nothing more to add besides the fact that you've now qualified for the Champions League. You're definitely not going to not make it.
You think so?
Yeah, man. You're on 58 points. You play Chelsea on the weekend. You probably get a point at the least, right? And then you're done. You're qualified. Now you just ride out the season. You start planning for next season. And this time, get your recruitment in order. That's what Liverpool need. They need to start from now focusing on recruitment.
We're 6 points. We're 6 points away from Bournemouth in sixth, and we have 9 points to play for. So
you get a win. You'll beat Liverpool, Chelsea this weekend. We should probably cover that at some point.
Again,
who cares?
Like, honestly,
you guys will beat us.
It's two teams that cannot wait for the season to finish.
See, like this is where I go. Imagine we're both fighting for top 4. We're both in the title mix. We could have a watch party right here. Put on.
I honestly can't see
Chelsea,
that.
Liverpool.
I reckon you guys will go.
Liverpool, Chelsea,
Yous will turn
9:30 p.m. at Anfield on a Saturday night at 9:30 p.m. If that's not, no.
As bad as we are, they're terrible.
We are
Chelsea will turn up against Liverpool.
They're terrible.
I don't know why they just
terrible.
will.
We will not win that game. We will not even come close to winning that game. Adam, trust me.
That being said, we gave Igor Tudor his only points. So maybe.
We'll donate some to you.
Look, we'd love a donation. But
we gave Igor Tudor his only points.
But we don't want them. We don't need them. Those 3 points for Chelsea gets us nowhere. It gets us from.
I remember last week you were going like cheering for Aston Villa to win the Europa League so that Chelsea would have a chance to get in the Champions League.
I know. We're not even going to be in the top 8.
Now you got a higher chance of finishing in the lower half of the table.
Just credit to Michael Carrick, whether he gets the job, or I was going to say whether we give him the job or not, whether he gets the job or not. Give him a 1-year contract. I'm still on that.
No, you can't
2
do it.
years max. But they're in the... So do you think Manchester United now will go on and kick on?
No.
How could you do your own job effectively if they only gave you a 1-year contract?
Well...
You turn up
thinking about this debate.
You turn up tomorrow and they go, Paul, we have to transition to a 1-year contract. How do you rock up the next day and do your job properly?
Players don't sign for managers. Players sign for football clubs.
Yes,
if I'm Mateus Cunha, I'm not signing for Ruben Amorim. I'm signing for Manchester United.
I understand, but I'm signing for Manchester United because I believe Manchester United are going to take us to a good place. If they're giving their manager a 1-year contract, what does that say about Manchester United? What does it say about their selection of manager?
Just clear about it. Be clear about it.
No, it's not. No. If you're the sort of club that gives a manager a 1-year contract, you're a basket case of a club.
So you've already made it clear that he needs to go?
Who?
Carrick? Don't invest in him?
I think that results without performances will eventually tail off and end. Like, the performances always catch up. If you're playing badly but getting results, eventually you're going to run into some deep trouble. You have to have. And the thing that makes me question it is, they've played like 1 game a week almost all season. How much of this comes down to the rest of the league is rubbish? Because it is. Liverpool have lost 11 times and we're 4th. That's terrible.
It's been a below par season.
Right. So how much of what Michael Carrick
do
is
you know
getting
that-
is a result of everybody else falling apart? So do you give the guy a job based on that versus actually Michael Carrick is out thinking his opponents?
Well, kudos to Man United. They haven't made the decision yet. My earlier question was, and to your point about Liverpool losing 11 games and finishing fourth, like this is going to be the first season where you're likely going to get relegated with over 40 points.
Maybe.
That's the first time it's happened in over a decade or a very long time. It's only happened once before. But do you think Manchester United now are going to go from strength to strength? Now that they've got Champions League football, it's Manchester United, they've always had the pool. Because they've made Champions League football before. They're all celebrating Champions League football, but they've been to the Champions League like 3 seasons ago. They went nowhere.
Let me answer this question by asking you a different one, because it's similar. Who do you reckon is best placed to find success soon? United, Liverpool, or Chelsea? Which of those 3 clubs do you think is best placed
Liverpool.
to re-emerge from the darkness and find success again?
Liverpool.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I don't think there's anything fundamentally broken with Liverpool.
Yep.
I just think that players are out of form, players are aging, it needs a bit of reinvestment.
Yep.
You've got the right structure in place. I think Manchester United, we've seen this before.
Yep.
Where they've come out and then they've gone back into darkness
That's
again.
correct.
That's why I'm like, do they finally learn from previous mistakes? Whereas Chelsea haven't been in darkness like this before, so you don't know how they are going to react.
Yep.
I'd say Liverpool by far. If I'm a betting man, if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm the least concerned. I genuinely believe Liverpool will be in the title mix next season.
Yep.
I don't think Man United will be. I think they're a couple of years away from that.
I think they need some pretty big defensive reinforcements, and they probably need midfield reinforcements too. I don't know if Bruno Fernandes is going to leave. Casemiro probably needs to go too. He was fantastic in the first half and pretty crap in the second against Liverpool. So they're going to need to rebuild their midfield and their defense. A lot of money spent without a lot of money behind them.
Fernandes is aging.
Yeah.
Even with Liverpool, man, like you talk about players leaving, Salah, like this season is the proper rebuild. We've spoken about mini rebuilds before, but you're losing your best attacker in history, probably one of the greatest in Premier League history. Best left back, in my opinion, the second best left back in Premier League history after Ashley Cole. There is now, you got to make sure your recruitment is on point.
Yeah.
When I look at Chelsea, they never really had rebuilds because there was always somebody there that was the anchor man between it all.
Yeah.
You always had that anchor man. I don't think Liverpool have an anchor man to carry the next generation. Like, so, for example, John Terry handed the baton over to Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill then handed it over to Cesar Azpilicueta.
Who's Virgil van Dijk going to give his... Nobody.
Who's Liverpool's man right now? Who's
Nobody.
the guy that's going to take the next baton forward?
Nobody. That's one of the biggest issues that we've got coming up.
That's what Manchester United have an issue with.
The senior leadership in the team. And don't discount the impact that experience and leadership have on this.
100%.
Right?
You see that with City.
Yeah.
The reason why they've maintained success is because Rodri's handing it over. He's handed
The
it
old
over.
heads. No,
they always hand it over to somebody.
Fernandinho to Rodri.
Yeah.
You know?
And Liverpool haven't had that yet because they haven't needed to.
I was going to say De Bruyne to Foden, but that's a bad example.
De Bruyne to bloody...
That's a bad example.
To
Foden's been
Bernardo
crap.
Silva, man. Like, Bernardo
Yeah.
Silva's been carrying Manchester City this season. Like, Liverpool haven't had that yet. They haven't needed to. But I think after 10 years of sustained success, now it's time to, like, who's the next leader in that football club?
Yep. Mate, this has been a roller coaster of a podcast, Paul.
Man, I just want to be happy
From the
again.
high of watching you fall apart talking about Chelsea to the low of listening to you tell me that Atletico Madrid Arsenal was a better game than PSG Munich. It's been a ride.
It's been a great podcast.
I got a couple of questions.
Oh, we got questions
Amazing.
this week.
Quick ones.
Okay.
Yes, no answers. Just want quick responses.
Okay.
Okay. Will the title race go to the final day?
Yes.
In order for that to happen,
Oh, I said yes or no.
West Ham have to get a result against Arsenal.
You have to win. I'm tipping West Ham to win this weekend.
Okay.
No.
Does Harry Kane win the Ballon d'Or?
No.
Oh, he's had a good season.
Yes. He scored 54 goals or something.
Okay, if Bayern
Depends where
win the
Bayern
Champions League final,
Yes.
Yes.
If Bayern win the Champions
if
League,
Bayern win
yes.
Champions
Yes.
League final,
I think Atletico Madrid are going to win the Champions League final. I've got to stick
How?
to my...
Still?
I got to stick to my guns.
forget
I can't
sticking to
change.
all right. Does
How do you watch
Arsenal-
that game against Arsenal and think Atletico
It was
Madrid
a
are going to do
great
anything?
game.
Okay, who wins tomorrow morning? Arsenal or Atletico? We know your answer.
I got a headache.
You just don't like it, eh? You don't like being disagreed with.
Honestly, it's not that. Lots of people disagree with me, Paul. And we disagree. You disagree with me a lot on a lot of things. What you said tonight is crap. It's crap.
It's an opinion of someone who's been watching football for 25 years, not in the last 15 or 10 years and watching Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola.
Next question, Adam.
Was there more?
Eddie Howe still Newcastle manager next season? Yes or no?
Yes.
They've already confirmed that he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was an article in The Athletic the other day saying that Eddie Howe's got the job.
But he can't repeat himself. I read the same piece.
But the thing is,
It can't happen again. It has been bad.
yeah.
Like, they have... Actually, you know what? Maybe a question on that. How has he gotten away with it this season? Like, this is Newcastle, right?
Yeah, they did nothing.
Like, how has he gotten away with everything? No football club. Would you have allowed Jurgen Slot to finish 15th or whatever they are now? 14th, 13th? No. Like, that is a sackable offence. Comes back down to what are Newcastle United?
He's got credit in the bank.
What credit? He's qualified for the Champions League once and won a Carabao Cup.
But that they're in the scheme of things for Newcastle, they're big deals.
I think Newcastle need to be chasing higher.
Okay. Does Man City or Chelsea win the FA Cup?
Up to Chelsea! I think we're going to win the FA Cup.
He's hanging on to something. He's got something.
We're
You
going to
reckon
win
you
it.
got a shot against
We're
City in the
best
FA Cup?
We're the best cup team in world football.
Really?
No one can beat us in
Really?
world football.
How many cup finals do you lose against Liverpool?
We lost 6 on the trot, by the way. We've lost 6 on the trot.
Do you honestly think you got a shot against City? Honestly,
Maybe.
No, genuinely.
Pound for pound, no. But it's a one-off game. Why not? Nil or draw. 90th minute, Enzo Fernandez in the far post. It's gone in. 1-0 up to Chelsea.
I love it. I love that bit of positivity after all that negativity
It's
and
hard.
depression about Chelsea.
I'm so
honestly,
sad, man.
I'll be happy if you guys get that.
I'm
So
so
you guys win
sad.
the FA Cup. I'm
From
very
my
happy
from
for you.
where
I don't
from my
want you to
seat,
want-
from my seat from where I'm sitting, it doesn't seem that hard. It actually feels very easy.
It's all good.
Feels
You'll get your
very
day.
easy.
I told you, get your day one day. You'll get your day.
All right, final question. Does Declan Rice get a nomination for the Ballon d'Or?
Absolutely not.
No,
No.
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 No way.
I just like maybe yeah. Declan Rice has been better in the last couple of games. He's kind of played back. He's sat back more. I don't know if Arteta's made a conscious decision to bring Declan Rice
So
deeper into midfield. He's been really good the last couple of games, and as have Arsenal, right? The thing you talked about Atletico Madrid, Arsenal being a game. Look, it wasn't a terrible game, but Arsenal were in complete control for most of that game.
That's right.
But Declan Rice being as good a player as that, no.
If you put Declan Rice...
He doesn't score. He doesn't score enough goals. I don't think he's as instrumental to the team as, say, somebody like a Rodri is to City. I don't think he impresses himself enough. At that level, you kind of need a midfield general who kind of picks the game up with a scruff
Do you
of his
know
neck and drags the team through.
Do you know which
it's actually
team
one of
can
the
do
things
it
that
in?
Liverpool don't have. They don't have somebody like
I was
that.
just going to say, you put Declan Rice in Liverpool and they win the league next season.
Wow.
No, look, I get what you mean. I don't think it's that simple, but I get it. The thing is, I don't think he's that guy. He's a brilliant player. I love Declan Rice, but I don't think he's that guy. Ballon d'Or worthy, no.
He's
no
a
chance.
Chelsea boy.
And plus,
Sad.
Arsenal. Look, yeah, they're going to win. They're likely to win the Premier League and potentially the Champions League, but they don't. Their football is terrible. So, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a shame if Declan Rice won the shame.
He won't win anything, man. He's not even going to win Player of
It'd
the
be
Year.
a shame.
If Bruno Fernandes does not win Player of the Year in the Premier League this season, I'm never doing a podcast with Dave again. Any other questions?
Who else
Adam?
are they going to pick?
There's no one. Like, if you look at who wins the league, there's no standout. Arsenal haven't had a standout
No,
player.
exactly.
William Saliba, probably. It'll be nice to see a defender win it for a change, but they never do. The game's very skewed towards attackers.
Oh my
As you can see, they're skewed towards attackers. Mr. 5-4 over here, greatest game of all time. Give me a break.
Like, who would be like? That's a good question, actually. You just said like,
Who's
so
the favourite for Premier
so
League?
Bruno Fernandes, Declan Rice, Gabriel would be a
I said
contender.
Saliba. William Saliba.
Yeah.
But again, they haven't had a standout player. No one who's risen above the ranks, as Dave's mentioned on a few podcasts. Manchester City have been solid. You know, Cherky was good at the second half of the season. Doku was injured for majority of the season. Haaland was on and off this season. Mark Gahey has been okay. Semenyo seems to have dropped off now. He's injured as well. So I don't see, and you have to give it to the Premier League winning team, someone in there. But if there's no one, then Bruno Fernandes, man, he's 2 assists away from breaking the record in a single season.
I'll leave you with one really interesting stat I heard today. So the 2019 Champions League starting 11 for Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp's, they only ever started that one game.
Yeah.
That team together.
I know that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And that was one of, like, that. We were bad in that final. We weren't good at all. Igor Thiago would be another one for maybe Player of the Year for Brentford. I mean, Brentford, we haven't talked about Brentford, but they had a remarkable season.
They've had a solid season.
Right?
I thought
Bournemouth as well. Brentford lost their manager, key players. Bournemouth are going to lose their manager, and they've lost key players.
Oliver
And yet
Glasner.
somehow these teams continue to find consistency in the league and continue to show up in the big games, and they put themselves out there. Really is something to be admired. But Igor Thiago would be another one. He's had a fantastic season.
There's been a few fringe teams this season that, like, you know, have managed to, you know, Aston Villa have come up again, Brighton.
Aston Villa were in the title
Bournemouth,
race for a bit.
Crystal Palace, Brentford. Like, there's been a lot of these teams who are all, but they are now the new generation of what an Everton, Aston Villa were many years ago. You remember the days where there was always the 4 or 5 top teams, and Spurs, Everton, Newcastle, Aston Villa. They made up the rest. That's now the second
That was
half.
Chelsea kind of best of the rest for a while
They
before
were.
Abramovich came in.
Yes, Chelsea in the 90s, in the mid. This is why I get upset, because Chelsea weren't a bad team. They weren't relegated like City were and many others were.
Yeah.
Chelsea were always a team that hovered between 10th and 5th.
Yeah.
They actually made the Champions League without Abramovich.
Yep.
We made the Champions League final where we lost without Abramovich.
Yep.
We finished 3rd in the season, and so we pumped Liverpool 5-0 on the final day. That got us Champions League football. Anyways, every club has a foundation.
Did
Yeah.
you say if
Some are institutions.
Fernandes doesn't win Premier League Player of the Year, you won't do a podcast with Dave
Yeah.
again? Declan Rice's favourite.
I'll be so upset if
It'd be
Declan Rice
that's a
is
terrible
favourite.
decision.
Yeah, if Declan,
It's because they're going to win the league.
It's a terrible decision.
I know. I get it. But
he's been good, but I don't see how he's wowed.
No, honestly, there's better candidates out there.
Yep.
Like, Granit Xhaka's been brilliant. Jordan Henderson's been fantastic.
And they very
I'm not
often.
saying they're better than Declan Rice as players, but he's not.
You've got to give it to a defender as well. Like, you're talking about this season being the season of solid defensive.
Not solid. Long throws and rubbish.
You know what? I was watching the highlights earlier on in the week. They give you the whole overnight goals, and you watch all the goals. And they showed all the goals, and the first 4 or 5 goals are just corner kicks.
Oh,
I was like, I hope Dave's not watching the same video as me.
So next week's our panel. Next week's our final podcast of the season before Adam and I take off. What do you want to do for that last one? Because it'll be game week 38.
Look, I'll just come in and talk to myself. Do you mind, Adam? I'll drop
Just send me voice
I'll
notes
drop you a few
overseas.
voice notes.
Are you going to be back next week? Are you going to be all right for next week?
I hope so. I'm going to miss this podcast for a season.
But you're going to be all right. Like, we got Liverpool play Chelsea. What do we?
I've accepted, Dave. The 5 stages of Greece start again.
can we do something like a bet? Like you have to wear one of the jerseys
I
or
won't
something?
do
If the
that.
other,
No,
you wear a Liverpool jersey,
No.
you have to.
no. I don't do that
I
stuff.
would do that, but I don't own a Chelsea jersey, and all of his jerseys would be too small for me, so it wouldn't
Probably
work.
too big.
It wouldn't work. No, look, honestly, if there was more at stake, I'd say yeah, maybe. But this is going to be a depressing watch, so let's just try and stay alive
You know
until
what?
then.
That's the kind of season it's been.
I reckon,
Yeah.
it's gonna,
Manchester
I reckon there will be a
rubbish.
goal, and there will be a goal from a corner kick against.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night. Thank you.